Welcome to Video Battlethon number 23, Rosmer and Johnson's battle, inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk. So today's video is about why quitting is actually good. And that there's a lot of BS around quitting and a lot of shame shitting on quitting. When I think quitting is fantastic. Example, you ever do anything in your life where you used to love it or you just from the get-go you hated it? And you had so much shame and embarrassment around quitting? But once you quit and freed yourself from all that mental pressure of beating up yourself up every day, life just seemed a lot better. Maybe it's not exactly where you imagined, but at least you're not beating yourself up every day. And like a total big misconception, I think, around especially divorce. You hear a lot of people talk trash about how people throw away their relationships and how they don't stay to fix them. Well, in my opinion, I think that's the opinion of somebody who's never been divorced. Anyone who's been divorced before knows that, there's a lot of thought and emotion, blood, sweat, and tears put into the final decision of getting divorced. And another thing about quitting, nobody ever, I guess, doesn't quit until they've realized they've exhausted every other option and they've come to the realization that if I keep going, it actually is going to hurt me more than it's going to help me. Like you always hear, quitting too soon, or people are almost there, just keep going, right? All those inspirational sayings. In our human nature, when we truly want something, we're going to put everything that in our mind we believe that we've got. And once we feel that we've exhausted everything, we're going to make the decision to stop doing that. It's counter-evolutional, counter-intuitive to do something that you're consciously aware of that hurts you more than it helps you. And some people will be saying, well, how do you explain drug addicts? They're doing drugs, they're doing bad stuff to their health. How do you explain that then if it's hurting them more than it's helping them? Well, you know what? It's hurting them more than helping them. That's outsider opinion on their situation. But if you actually look at a drug addict and they were really honest and it's obvious in their answers, they love the drug more than they love life and everything else. That's why they keep doing it. And that's kind of something really hard to admit, that you love something bad, that you've shamed, that everybody looks bad on. To say you truly value that more than your own life, that almost doesn't make sense. But the behaviors match that. So yeah, in terms of quitting is good. And it's fantastic, and it's a moment of truth when you admit to yourself that I'm gonna stop busting my ass, over something that's not gonna help me further my life. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on quitting. If you're thinking about quitting in your life, hey, you'll quit when the pain is strong enough. No one stops doing something until the pain is strong enough. So yeah, if you're thinking about quitting something and you just haven't, don't beat yourself up about quitting. Just keep doing more of that stuff until you eventually hate your life enough to quit. Because, as I was saying in the dynamics of the law of three, we keep doing things that we see benefits in, and we stop doing things that we see more disadvantages in. So yeah, you want to quit something, and you just haven't got there, just keep doing more and thinking more about how much your job sucks. And then in your mind, it's gonna tip, and one day you can come to the conclusion that sucks. And if you look at people's lives and when things have changed, it's either they come to the decision of moving on, or maybe somebody gets fired, or something externally happens that forces them to quit. But yeah, quitting's awesome, and I think it's undervalued and underappreciated.